I haven't seen that many of, but the Puck OD Nyx ban is like it's like in every game. If you don't want to deal with such an annoying thing, then just ban it because those heroes are ridiculous.
Yeah. One of the interesting things about Nyx is he's coming a lot back into pub games a lot more, simply because people are playing Hoodwink, and if you manage to reflect Hoodwink's ult, it is hilarious. These two teams have picked up Earthspirit and Grimstroke as well.
10 seconds
And
remaining.
Earthspirit is I haven't really seen.
5 seconds.
I hear it's a cover pick for Inza, but I actually haven't seen an Earthspirit. Have I in this tournament? But I think this might be I think this is the second time I've seen an Earthspirit performance. The first Earthspirit performance was like really good, so I hope Insa can play like a good Earthspirit without being too aggressive and not having like as much impact as most Earthspirits do if they don't really rotate well.
Yeah, the problem with Earthspirit is he's one of those heroes which can either be like insane, just absolutely everywhere, screwing with all your plans, or he's just a non-entity.
I mean, I guess that happens with like if you have a hero as complex as Earthspirit, like Invoker. If you don't know how to play it, then you don't know how to maximize the amount of damage. Like I think Earthspirit's ulti, if you just purely commits all your boulders on it and your spells, it does like 2,000 damage at level 1. But that is committing all your boulders for the magnet size. So like 2,000 damage in the early game is ridiculous. But the main problem right now is that they.
5 seconds
Wait, what was
remaining.
that? Oh, no. I was thinking about another game. Thinking about another game.
Well, thinking about the picks, sorry, just Earthspirit Bane is a very, very, I would say, old combo. For about the last 3 TIs, this has been a support combo that a lot of teams have used to great effect. The problem with picking Ursa into an Earthspirit is against most supports, Ursa just destroys them with his status resistance, but Earthspirit can smack him away. And that's not really affected by Ursa's ult.
I'm assuming obviously the Ursa and the Grimstroke are going to go together. It's going to be like a really strong lane. In the previous series where Doug versus XD, it was the same. They picked the Timber, and the Timber had got Timber Change level 1, and he was able to get out of the Grimstroke Drug's Blade Fury TP. But as soon as the Grimstroke hit level 2, the Grimstroke got his second level into his Phantom's Embrace, and that just completely shut down what the Timber was able to do with the Timber Change. So hopefully this Grimstroke realizes that if they are going to kill this ES or whatever the Pl4toon is, that he has to maybe go for Inkswell level 1 and then level 2 for the Phantom Embrace so that the ES doesn't just escape. It's pretty easy kill for Ursa.
Yeah, no. One of the hard things for the Bane in this game is timing his abilities on the Ursa, because both Nightmare and his grip just go so quickly if Ursa manages to ult. The bans for both teams are fairly standard as well so far, though, so no big surprises.
I mean, the Alchemist.
This is greedy.
I was going to say, we were missing a really meta pickup, which I was thinking about the Oracle, but then it was the Alchemist. Alchemist +3? Or mid, I don't know. Probably +3.
Yeah, probably +3. They're most likely going to pick a mid that gets an insane Ags, and Alchemist's job is just going to rush that.
If I think Void Spirit is probably the most insane here because it's good against Pango. If you give like a 40-minute Ags, Pango can ulti for like 6 seconds. Bane definitely cannot ulti if the Void Spirit just resonant pulses. So I think it's probably a Void Spirit mid because that makes the most sense. You don't want to give it a Storm. Storm mid. Ag sucks. Ember also sucks.
5 seconds remaining.
Lion mid?
Lion mid, getting Ags on the Lion very quickly. Yeah, that could be quite devastating. Thinking about it, Pango gets countered by Grimstroke, so picking him into Grimstroke is a bit of an interesting choice. They also need to Platoon think very heavily about their carry, because if their carry is squishy, then he's just going to get popped.
I mean, the ideal carry here was Troll Warlock, because Troll's good against all of those heroes, especially against Ursa and Alchemist, but PunX did ban Troll, and they also banned 2 other Illusion heroes, so... Illusion heroes, if you want to play TB, then it kind of gets countered by the Lion, because you just Hex and then Mana Drain, and then your Illusions are gone. So
I like the Ricky pick because you have to find him first, number one. And number two, he also has the silencing cloud, so he can actually contribute against the Lion and the Grimstroke in the fights.
The Ricky, it depends on what build. If he goes for Battlefield Ags, he's gonna get Platoon's gonna get rolled over because it's way too slow, and especially in such a hard lane against the Alchemist, and maybe it's a Lion Apostle, maybe it's another Apostle. PunX are definitely gonna pair the Alchemist with a ridiculously strong Apostle just to make sure he gets like a 12-minute Axe to give to the mid laner or whatever the Ursa. But if Ricky goes for Battle Fury Axe build, Platoon gets rolled over unless they play perfectly. So and he has to go for like the diffuser SNY build, or he's not able to do anything.
Yeah. The other issue is obviously if he shows himself in the fight and Lion is either not being CC'd by the rest of his team or is not showed himself, then Ricky is just a liability. He's going to get popped so quickly.
The main problem with their team is that it's so easy countered just by Void Spirit Silence. So I'm really surprised they banned Pugna, and because Pugna goes against what the Alchemist and the Ursa wants to do, and I think Void Spirit Ags would be way scarier because it counters your offlaner and it counters your main lockdown, which is the Bane.
Could Platoon go for Void Spirit? Maybe that's why they didn't ban it.
I mean, Void Spirit is always like good. You can build the vessel, you can go like damage item, you can go magic damage, but Bloodseeker, cool. I mean, I like it.
No, well, there's the Void.
I mean, I always like Bloodspirit. Oh, Bloodspirit. I always like Bloodseeker because it is really good against Ursa, but Bloodseeker is worse against Ursa than he is against Troll, because Troll, if you do ulti, you take so much damage and you can just get Kaiser really hard. But Ursa, when you have the enrage, you're gonna disrupt the stage resistance. Is gonna make the stun duration shorter anyways, so you don't really mind taking the damage. So
yeah,
but it is the Void Spirit that I'm really worried about. I think, especially because of Soup playing mid, and we've seen like Soup is a really good player. If Gambino's able to get the early Ags, this game is looking really hard. I'm gonna say looking spicy, but it's gonna look really hard for Platoon because the Bane and the Pang is gonna be irrelevant. The Ricky, if he goes for Battlefield Ags build, is gonna be way too slow, and it's all gonna be on the Bloodseeker. And Bloodseeker against Ursa, just you're not able to mana, so you basically have to kite them and kill everyone else.
The thing is, though, Bloodseeker does very well against Void Spirit. And then also, we've been surprised several times throughout Dota history with an Earth Spirit managing to pull games out of his hat. So we might also have to watch out for that, depending on how good Incel is.
I mean, it's definitely dependent on how good rotations to Incel. He needs to secure the Alchemist lane. There's no ways you can. If the Alchemist is in this meta is, if he gets a good lane, he gets a 12-minute Ags, maybe even earlier. If he has a bad lane, then he gets a 22 minutes or 20-minute Ags. It's like a huge difference between winning lane and not winning the lane as an Alchemist. Because if you are in the state where if you're playing Alchemist and you get your Ags at 20 minutes, that means the enemy are good enough to shut down your lane and to shut down your map. So it's basically dependent on how the ES plays.
So what
because he needs to win 2 lanes at the same time.
Yeah. So what I'm hearing is you favor PunX here.
I favor PunX. Like the Void Spirit is a really good pickup, and they just don't have all the lockdown they have. They only resulted in the Bloodseeker. Like if the Bane doesn't have proper positioning, which I think Soup is gonna play around the Bane because he knows that the Bane's probably gonna grip him. He doesn't have to worry about the Pango because he can just silence. So if he just plays around the Bane Nightmare position and just purely finds the Bane first and bursts him, and then Bloodseeker uses his Blood Rite on the Void Spirit, but Soup has already done all his job. He's already killed the Bane, he stole the Pango, and then you can just let the Ursa run well, and you can't really control him because Bane's dead, Pango silence, and Bloodseeker Blood Rite has been used on Void Spirit, so...
Oh, there might be some action here. They're going up against the Pango. Pango sees all of them coming, so he should get out of here. Jumps down to the low ground. That's kind of stranded him, though. And they're going to give up both of the bounty runes. So it looks like it's going to be a 3-for-2 trade here.
Oh, Nibbly Monkey? I think Asa actually could have gotten that. Because when Grimstroke does that, you have 3 seconds to do whatever. Which is why when Grimstroke installs, you can just instantly TP. Because by the time you TP, the install will not even stun you.
Yeah.
400 ping. Actually, talk about the 400 ping. Like, I don't know if it's just me, but whenever I disconnect and reconnect, I always have like 360 ping to like 400 ping for like 5 minutes. Like, is that a South African thing, or is that a
Yeah,
Dota
it's a
thing?
No, that's a South African server thing. It happens to me all the time as well. But
Mm.
speaking about a South African thing, pausing at the beginning of games, that's a South African tradition right there.
Yeah, of course. Especially in pubs, I hate it so much. But in ranked, to be respectful in pubs, I will keep it paused. But in ranked, I will not keep it unpaused. We're not talking about No, it's not very. I can meet these guys. I'm actually gonna play with these guys, or with my friends, or when I just play pubs. But in EU, when I just play against some Russians or some Turkish people, I'm never gonna meet these guys in my life. So I'm fine with being toxic.
Yeah. You don't have to worry about meeting some random Finn on the streets.
No, I don't have to be worried about
playing a Dota game.
I don't have to worry about flaming like Baren, and then he meets me at like LAN, and then he like actually bullies me. Like I don't have to worry about that when I play EU. Going back to the game, mid Ricky. If it's a mid Ricky, then I'm assuming that Abranas, George, Abranas, how do I say it? Abranas. No, I don't think.
Oh, bananas.
Albranas. Okay.
Yeah, our analyst is just telling us how to say it.
It's not my fault, okay? Okay, Albranas, I'm assuming he has to go for the Diffusal Blade. Because if he goes for Battlefield, it's going to be way too slow. And especially against Soup, I think he needed. It's going to be a really hard lane for him.
I mean, or alternatively, you could just go full balls to the wall, 5-man Dagon rush. No, but seriously though, I don't really like mid Ricky, because Ricky, he doesn't really do anything until he reaches 6, and he gets
the thing is that even if he gets level 6, it's not. He doesn't have as hard of a power spike to kill the mid laner or to kill the side lanes as like a normal mid, like OD mid. Eclipse does a lot of damage. Void Spirit, Storm Spirit, Ember Spirit, Puck, Qual. They like all the level 6. Like they have really strong lanes in the. They have really strong abilities in the lane. As soon as they hit level 6, they can kill the mid or they can go silent guy. But with Ricky, your level 6 isn't that much of a power spike compared to a Void Spirit level 6.
Yeah, I agree. Although, to be fair, all of those heroes you just named were banned, so even if they wanted to get them, they couldn't.
I think it was better mids, but I have to see the Ricky. But this bot lane should be like a really hard lane for Platoon, just because it's a Ursa. Just because it's a Grimstroke. But they do have a way. They have the roll by off install, and they also have a swashbuckle. So they need to be actually really careful with engaging, because they don't actually do enough damage to burst the pause 5 or the pause 1. But they do have a lot of damage to turn around whenever they get run on.
Yeah. The issue with laning against Ursa is always that mistakes pile up against him, because if you just let him get like a single swipe on you when you really shouldn't have, then he just starts doing so much damage as it stacks.
He basically, like, if you misstep one time, he gets 1 free. Oh, it's not too much of a bigger, but once you do that like 3 to 4 times, which is really possible in the laning stage, you just get zoned completely out the lane, unless you want to take the sick Fury side, which does like 100 damage. But mid lane, Abranas isn't looking really good. He's looking really low on HP. And Soup, does he have his bottle coming? No, only a bit.
No, his bottle isn't on the way. I'm looking just at the regen, and as a mid player, I can tell you this is not looking good for Ricky.
I mean, Ricky does have 6 HP regen, which is nice, but if you're trading like this, then you definitely need way more tangles and way more stats, especially like Iron Branches in this early of the game. What I'm worried about is just top lane. If this top lane goes in the favor of PunX, if Gambino gets a really good lane, this game is kind of done for Platoon. Unless like the Ricky and and Insult just completely roll over the Void Spirit. But it's all dependent on the top lane. If to counter a draft, an Alchemist draft, you have to win the Alchemist lane. If you don't, the game's basically lost.
Yeah, just Alchemist things. Ooh, Ricky going down in mid. That was very well played by Soup. He managed to put the Aether Remnants in such a way that as soon as Ricky comes back from Tricks of the Trade, he just dies. Meanwhile, bot engagement going on Radiant from Dire.
Insult doesn't have
watch
roll.
out
He only
here.
has rolling 3 seconds.
Oh, no.
Tango's even in trouble. He only has Swashbuckle in 2 seconds, but
Alberino needs to be very careful here. He got the disarm. That was lucky.
Nemi was thinking about diving this out, but basically, like, Nemi Mucky went exactly that. Like the skill bolt, which is meant to, the Inkswell, and then against Escaper, we go for Phantom's Embrace like all the time. But I'm just looking at the CS chart. I'm seeing Gambino with 24 CS and 5 denies, and I'm seeing the Bloodseeker only has 10 CS with no denies, which is really worrying because the man already has boots and he already has Solar Crest. I mean, Medallion.
They go on the Ursa, but the Inkswell manages to ward them away.
He doesn't have a Salve to come though. Like, there's no Salve coming bot lane. It's only gonna come in like 30 seconds, which means that Albernite? These names have too many vowels. Makes it consonants. I can't pronounce.
Alberino. Yeah, I think that's how you say it.
It's not my fault. Well, Alberino. Why can't the names be like Nemi or like Soup? It's like easy word. I can understand what I'm saying. Like, I don't. It's not my fault, okay? Oh, mid lane? Oh, yikes. Run needs to be kind of careful because Soup has 3 levels in Resonant Point. That's a lot of damage. Oh my god.
Yeah. While that was happening, double kill down bot. Inkswell manages to catch both of them as they try to go on Nemi again. He had healed up from the Salve, and they went a bit too deep.
Yeah, they could have applied pressure to the Ursa when he didn't have the Salve, but as soon as he has the Salve, they must realize that there's literally nothing. They can't kill the Ursa, and they can't kill the Grimstroke. They don't have enough burst damage. It's not like a Mars into a Lina or like a Slaughter into a Snaffit. There's no constant stun lock, constant like burst damage. So they really need to play less aggressive. Tango just needs to sap XP while the ES goes mid to like salvage mid, because mid is looking really rough for Abranas.
Ooh, he manages to dodge the void.
But he's gonna die to the right clicks.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, that's unlucky.
He gets the extra range on the last hit. That's unfortunate.
Oh no. And now Soup, around the 5-minute mark, is gonna get the bouncy rune as well for the Alchemist and for power charges. Whew. This game is looking disastrous.
Yeah, this is not going well at the moment.
So just looking at the Alchemist lane, it's just no aggression getting put on the Alchemist, and he's kind of chilling. Even more than chilling. He has way more CS than he's supposed to. He should be having. If you want to shut down this Alchemist, his CS needs to right now be like 14 or 15. But it's double that.
Bane's playing very passively in this lane. He's not really doing any damage to the Alchemist or trying to zone the enemy at all.
I think maybe he's emphasizing too much on pulling. And because basically... Oh, mid lane? Soup?
Ooh, that is a bit... Hello, Soup?
Oh no, he's lagging.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
He's like, I thought he was BMing, but he's lagging. I thought he was BMing, yikes.
Oh no.
Oh no, Soup's not gonna be happy about that one.
That happened.
He is not gonna be happy about that one.
Yeah. That's life goals, though. Becoming so good at a game that when you DC in the middle of 2 towers, the casters think you're BMing rather than DC'd.
I thought he was BMing because he like, Soup's a cheeky player. He likes to make flashy moves. I thought. Yikes.
Oof. Yeah. If there's one thing you can learn from this game is don't be too rough. You need to be gentle sometimes as well.
Maybe. Some people like it rough. Sorry.
But we were just informed
I was
that
talking about
this is a
Dota.
Christian server.
I was talking about Dota. Oh no, I was talking about Dota, not anything else. Filthy dog.
Oh dear.
Okay, we're going back to the game. I was basically gonna say this Bane, because we mentioned that this Bane isn't really like he's pulling, which is fine. But as a support, you need to find a balance between keeping between harassing, pulling, stopping the enemy pull, and also keeping up your Paul's region at the same time. Like if you watch players like Puppy or Kuroki or No-Tail, they do all of those 4 things almost at the same time. Like it's almost like they pull, and then the next second they're harassing, and then at the next second they're also giving their Pozwan enough space to CS. But if you're only doing like 1 or 2 of those things out of the 4 things, you're not really maximizing your potential as a Polar. So it's really important to find the delicate timing between harassing, pulling, stopping the enemy pull, and zoning the enemies off of your Bloodseeker. So if you're not able to do that, especially in this lane against the Alchemist, it's gonna like blow up in your face.
Yeah, that comes from experience, though. You need to kind of just feel when the time is correct.
Yeah.
I do agree with you. It's disgraceful, Toxic Bunny. How dare you not play as well as No-Tail?
I mean, I play as good as him, actually. Did you know that?
Yo. Gauntlet thrown down. If No-Tail ever listens to us, he's going to 1v1 you mid.
It's fine. It'll be worth it. I got his attention. Doesn't matter. I don't care if I lose. I got his attention. That's all that matters to me. But
yeah, I'm going to find your account after this and properly brand you as a No-Tail simp.
Do it. Message him, DM him. I don't care. Just give me No-Tail's number.
All right.
Suheyo is back. He sees that he's dead for 26 seconds. Nice.
Yeah. And he apologizes. Wow. What a champ.
I mean, he's making me wait.
Yeah, he was dead anyway. That's how
I definitely would have killed him. I don't care if that's No-Tail or whoever. If it's Miracle, I don't fucking care.
Yeah. If I can get 1.5 levels from killing someone, I'm doing it.
Oh, god damn it.
Oh.
What's happening to Suheyo's internet? Hello? George, can you send Suheyo like some data? So that we can get the game going? No, not possibly. I'm paying you to give him data.
Is that what this has come to? One of the
he
teams
doesn't pay me, I give him free
casters.
casting. He doesn't pay me, I give him free casting, and then in return he has to do things. I just want to get the game over and done with, so I want to go play some CSGO.
Ooh.
Also, I want to see Soup play Void Spirits. You got me there.
Yeah.
Telcom.
Slideshow Dota. Telcom's
but so when Soup comes back, he's going to be on 400 ping, which is not like especially when you're this early in the lane. You say, oh, okay, cool.
Oof.
And the man's gone. Okay, at this point, I don't know what to talk about. I basically talk about all the lanes. You want to talk about cosmetics?
Oh, we could just talk about how our dinners were. No.
My mom doesn't feed me.
Oof.
Oof.
Rip for this guy.
She sees me casting instead of becoming a doctor, and she doesn't feed me.
Jeez. Hashtag win Asian parents, right?
Damn Asian parents. Goddamn internet. Hello? Why is this game pause for so long? George, send him data, please.
My co-cast is going insane.
He promised me that I was going to come here to cast like a quick game. But
I was also promised a quick game.
He kind of lies.
Yeah. Won't stand for lies anymore in our Dota. Just thinking about it, this Bane is being rather scared of sharking into the lane because of the Lion. The Lion's only level 2. So it's not like he can do much.
I mean, it's Alliance. Like, even those right clicks aren't gonna hurt. It is also been like, you just look at Bane's stats. 65 damage, 5 armor, and then without the boots, he has like 300 movement speed. Every right click that he's gonna do onto the Lion is like way more damage than Jace can ever do onto him, and especially because if Jace right clicks on like 3 times, then Toxic Bunny can just sap it all back with the brain sap. So like, I want Toxic Bunny to be playing more aggressive on the line and trading all his HP and then just brain sapping the HP back, and then they both zone the Alchemist back, because right now the Bloodseeker isn't able to get any not able to contest the Alchemist because the line is pulling and because the line's in lane. But if the Bane zones out the line first and then the line has to go back to regen, or he has to go run back base and TP back, then they both can zone the Alchemist. And then Gambino, in that case, he can't really do anything unless he hits level 6, which is coming in really fast. I'm really worried about this Alchemist net worth in like 10 minutes.
Yeah, one of the issues I see facing Dire is they don't really have any good Scepter carriers, and that's really the only thing that can kind of save you from an enraged Ursa.
Scepter carriers?
Yeah, it's Ghost Scepter.
Oh,
going ethereal. Like, neither of their supports really fit with Ghost Scepter. Like, they can get it, don't get me wrong, but it's not a great item for them.
Not really. Just even if they do even if they do go for Ghost Scepter, like if the Bane rushes a Ghost Scepter instead of like a Glimmer Cape or something, then Super is just there with so much magical damage just to kill you. So it's like the draft is really hard to execute. It's mostly based. It's not like a clear plan in mind. Like for PunX, there's a clear plan in mind. Give the Alchemist a good lane. He gets the Void Spirit, the 11-minute Battlefield. I mean, 11-minute or 12-minute Ags, and then they all snowball. And then Nemi probably goes for Battlefield or SNY, and then they all just 5-man snowball together. There's like a clear plan in mind, and it's really easy to process. But if you look at Platoon, it's really hard execution. It needs to be down to like the player's individual skill, which is a bit more risky than just having a solid plan.
Yeah, no,
but we
I
have
agree
to see.
We do have a game going now.
So here, got some data. Thank you, George. I'm just looking at what time. I think about now. I think the ES should be going mid to go secure the runes, because if there's Void Spirit, it's like a DD rune or Arcane rune or a Haste rune, then he can ruin top lane or bottom lane so easy, and he can get back into mid lane by the same time the creeps arrive.
ES is mid. He's going in on Soup. Soup is silenced. He does have his ult, so he can get out.
Oh, Soup. He still has one more ulti. Okay.
Holy cow.
Double nose max E. You can't do enough damage there. If they had like a Leshrac or something who does magical damage, then they probably would have killed Soup. But because Soup maxed out his Resonant Pulse, it just blocks so much of the physical damage from the Ricky right clicks and the ES. Bottom lane, Pangle. Oh no, he's so stuck in the lane.
He's getting so low.
Maybe doesn't have mana.
Oh.
Okay, the man's kind of dead.
Oh god.
Oh yeah, they even took the mid tower. I mean, that was a. I don't know how. Oh no. I was gonna mention how good of a rotation the Grimstroke was to mid to take the tower, but then I realized that Grimstroke only TP'd because Super Bowl died. But then I realized that why is the mid tower down so early in the game? But it's probably due to Soup playing really well with the siege creep and keeping it alive and zoning the Ricky out.
And just pushing it into the tower constantly.
Like a tower this early, like Void Spirit is not really known for taking, like, if it gets a TA against the Pugna, Leshrac, or Morphling, then I understand that's just how it's taken. But Void Spirit does not do a lot of damage on the tower. But the tower is taken, and now Soup can kind of just like roam free to whichever lane he wants. And then he can give mid lane to Nibbly Monkey or his Lion for XP. Oh, Soup does have the inverse for...
Oh, Albranus needs to be careful here. He's just dead. That is insane. Meanwhile, top, they're going on Alchemist. They do have the Enfeeble on him.
Rage.
No rotations, he's going down. Radiant didn't respond at all.
I think... I know, Jace was... I think Jace prioritized the stack more than the Alchemist life, but also... Which I respect, because the Alchemist is way out of position, and he has to know that If Bloodstick hits level 6 and ES is missing from the map, then you easily can die. So I think that's kind of a mispositioning from from Gambino, but he does have some stacks in the jungle. Like that's a massive. I think that's a.
They're going in on the ES. He's got stunned. Here comes the Void Spirit. He has a haste rune, so he's definitely not getting away from here. I think he's also going to go on Toxic Bunny. He's getting taunted, and yeah, no, he is going down. There's nothing he can do.
And then they all transition to top lane because Bloodseeker doesn't have ulti. Oh, damn. Jesus.
Yeah, Alk's gonna pop.
Is under attack.
Blood mustn't show himself here. In fact, I'll just TP and get farm elsewhere. You're not saving this tower.
This game is looking really rough because the Ricky is nowhere close to even boots. At 9 minutes into the game, and
Albarino's going
not really gonna do
back.
much.
Oh, this is a problem. They know you're here, Pango. What are you gonna do? Oh, you're just gonna TP out.
Jace?
Oh, no. He got stunned and he's going down.
I mean, he got the stack, right?
Most of it, yeah.
Also, like 232 gold for Gambino, where you're taking it away from the Alchemist. Ideally, okay, that play in itself was really good, but I think if you swashbuckled down, and then he would have gotten some of the creeps
Sorry,
as well,
Ricky
and then
just
he
got
would
a
have
courier
gotten...
bot.
Radiant's
Killed
courier
Ursa's
has been
courier.
killed.
2 minutes now.
Dire's top
Yeah.
has fallen.
Brandon needs to be careful because you cannot lane. No one can lane against this Ursa. Like I think you just leave this Ursa to be, and you need to stop the Alchemist first. But this is the problem for Pl4toon right now. Oh no!
Oh, that ward is so unfortunate for Ricky. Holy crap. He just goes down so quickly. They just have so much magical burst on the side of Radiant. They
It's
look like
magical
they're gonna...
burst. It's out leveling. It's out itemizing. It's like everything. They kind of just lost all 3 lanes, which is not really what you want to do against the Ursa. Like, okay, bot lane, Ursa, Keystroke lane, I don't expect you to win that. But mid lane, like just not looking at like the players playing. It should have been like even, like maybe 55 to 45 maximum.
Oh, they're going on Albarino. That was a bad idea to jump in there. They are unleashed. Here comes the
There
blood.
are 5 heroes here though.
Yep.
Suit?
Here comes Inkswell on Soup. He was silenced. He does manage to put down the Resonant Pulse. They're all just chasing him. You're committing way too much onto one character here. They might get him though, and there you go. It works out for them.
Yeah, it's worth it. It's worth it. They're diving way too hard, but all that time is just free space for the Alchemist and Ursa. Also, I heard a buyback from the Pango.
Yeah, that was the buyback on the Pango.
I
But
think
the Pango
maybe he was
did get the kill, so...
Yeah, I think maybe he was expecting someone else, more heroes, to show up, but I don't think his buyback was needed. But it's rather better. It's better to get the assurance kill on the ready form Void Spirit than to just let it go and then go back to playing Turtle around the tier 2 tower.
Yeah. Unfortunately, oh, this is close. Albranus needs to watch out. Alright, no. Super's just letting him leave. They know that Radiant is going in for a Roche. This might be a fake out, actually, from Radiant. Expecting them to have wards, and no.
They look... I don't really understand this role. I think they can wait for Alchemist's Axe, and they can wait for the Ursa to get like level 11, because he can get another level in overpower, and then like the power treads. Because this is really not as effective as it could have been, but it is a Roche.
Yeah, it is a Roche, and they're not getting contested. Dire is not in a position to get
There's no ways they can contest. Ursa's too chunky. And also the Alchemist is really fun. He's gonna get his Axe really soon, but like I said, if they didn't Roche, Alchemist could have gotten his Axe at 12 minutes, and then there, straight after Roshan, they could have just snowballed and just gone straight top or straight mid, and they could just potentially end the game high ground.
Yeah, they would have known only one direction, and that is in.
That is tier 4s. They're looking to gank Super, but Toxic Money is not level 6 yet, which is a massive problem because he is kind of the only lockdown.
Yeah, that is a problem. They did manage to silence him. He does have his 2 ults. Oh, that is a great leash on the 2
Jesus.
most annoying heroes. Oh, they just leashed the Pango as well. That's unfortunate.
Soup needs to
That's
be
an
careful. He's gonna
amazing
take a...
magnetize, actually.
Oh, here's the
Finger
little
of Death
bear.
in the background manages to stun the ES, and now Ursa's in the fight. Yeah, no, that's over.
Cool. I'm surprised they took that gank. Like, if the Bane was level 6 now, I would have understood the gank, but Bane wasn't level 6 and the Bloodseeker wasn't even near to use Blood, right? So that gank, I like the gank. I like that platoons are trying to, like, not just turtle behind the tier 2 and actually make some plays on the map. But I think if they let the Bane get level 6 and then they let the Bloodseeker go with the Bane to go smoke, like, who got the axe? The Ursa?
Ursa reduces cooldown and allows Ursa to use Enrage while disabled. I suppose they're just going to snowball this Ursa straight into their base.
I mean,
That's the plan.
the only problem for Ursa is without the Ags is the Bane ulti, but once you have the Ags, you can kind of ulti inside of it, and you're not gonna take any damage because that's the only way you're gonna kill this Ursa. There's no way you're gonna kill the Ursa inside the smoke screen or during a blood right because his team's just to back him up. But if you can catch him with a smoke with a Bane ulti, ideally you want to kill him, but now because he has the Ags, it's a bit hard because you can just ulti during Bane's ulti.
Yeah.
I didn't give it to the Void Spirit.
Well, Ursa's just going to become a massive snowball now. I suppose it doesn't matter because Earth Spirit can just carry on getting whatever items he wants and knows he'll eventually get nags anyway. Ooh.
Abranas? Jesus.
That's
really
unfortunate. He got
aggressive.
silenced. Now he's getting stunned and... Ooh, dust. They managed to get him.
Abrano,
None of the rest of Dia can go in.
Oh, don't roll into that.
No. Oh,
That
that is unfortunate. They managed to take down Soup, but Bloodseeker will pay for it, I think. Yeah, there you go. He goes down. ES is also in danger here. He can boulder away. Yeah, the line was just too far away to stun.
I mean, they got one hero, I guess.
They
But it's
managed
like
to kill the mid.
you have to worry about Void Spirit, and then you have to worry about Alchemist, and you have to worry about Ursa. You killed the Void Spirit, but you had to commit 3 heroes, like potentially even 4, just to kill one. And what about the other 2, which is like the ticking time bomb for Platoon.
Yeah. I think the problem with these fights is just initiative. It's always on Radiant's side. They're always the one that's engaging, and Dia's always the one reacting, which is never a good position to be in, especially when you're 12k network behind.
That's true, but I also think it's kind of due to because platoons are on smoking and using their ult insult.
Ooh, Intel, this is a problem for you, man. Oh, they managed to get Ursa low, but with the enrage, no. This is a bad fight. Lion manages to cancel the Fiend's grip. Ooh, that's a good shot.
Please kill Nemi, please.
Oh no, if Nemi doesn't die.
Nemi doesn't even die. He's gonna kill the Ricky, that's unreal.
Oh no, he isn't. Ricky's gonna get out.
Oh, but
and they managed to get... Oh, here comes Soup from the side. Oh my lord. The burst.
Oh, I'm really surprised Jace got that early of a Blink Dagger, but he was having a really good lane with the Alchemist, so just rush the item, I guess.
Speaking of the Alchemist, he went down in the back lines of that fight, and that's a good kill. It's delaying the Ag slightly for the Void Spirit.
It seems like they're kind of delaying the... I don't want to say the inevitable, but I don't see how they deal with the Ursa and the Void Spirit without having to commit all their ultis just to kill one of them. If you have to commit Blood Right, you have to commit Bane's ulti just to kill Soup because he's so versatile. And then you have the Ursa running out, but if you Bane ulti the Ursa, you can just get out of it. So
he's just gonna enrage, yeah.
He's gonna enrage, so like the execution of platoons, like their kiting has to be like next level. They have to bait out the soulbind, and also like just on a side note, it's really important that whoever is soulbind to the Pango walks nowhere near to it because they're gonna both grief themselves and the Pango to not roll, as we saw with the ES rolling in when the Pango had soulbind, and then guy just froze both of them.
Yeah, that was an unfortunate thing to watch. I think it was just a miscalculation of the timing, though. It happens. You're like, okay, and it's done. It's out of time now, and you go in, and it's not.
That happened. But I'm just looking at the network drop for Nemi. He has 15k net worth, like, and then Soup has 8k net worth. Like, anyone who's even close, yeah, I know. But anyway, anyone who's close to like that net worth is Bloodseeker, and Bloodseeker still needs to get BKB, and he still needs to get Abyssal. They might actually find them.
And here's a smoke. Oh, they've found Bloodseeker, Hex, the Spirit, the Void Spirit, just everything going on Bloodseeker. He's just so dead. Holy crap. That was every disable in the world thrown on him at once.
I mean, just look at the warding by PunX. They have a ward here to see the triangle. They have the ward here to see top lane, and then they have a ward here to see whoever might be sneaking in to cut the waves or anything. They have like really good wards to know exactly. Like this Ricky's doing like a really nice job of because if he shows in lane, his hero's not fast enough to get away from the Void Spirit. Like if that was like a puck or something, then he probably should be pushing bots, because if he does see this, he can just joint out with the orb and then like winning rift. But because he's a Ricky, he doesn't really have escape. Doing this is really good, because if they do come and kill him, he's gonna waste like 30 seconds to a minute of the enemy timer. If they don't, he's just gonna get free from uncontested. So it's like this play is really nice by the Abundance.
Yeah, he's just busy getting some money. The thing is though, with this warding scheme, if Daya goes like anywhere, Radio knows about it.
Yeah, like if you just look at this,
Yeah,
I don't know where they're gonna. They have to like smoke to go get farm or something, because it's.
Yeah, PunX kind of knows what Daya's gonna have for breakfast before they do. This is like deserving of a restraining order right here.
And Gambino's gonna nearly get his axe. This has to be for the Void Spirit, right? Like unless they're memeing and they just give it to Jace. But the Lion Axe early is so trash. Like the cooldown is reduced, but the cooldown is so long that it's still really trash if you give it to the Lion.
No, it's going on Soup. Is it going on Soup? No, surely not.
It's Wolf?
Okay.
Oh no, he gave it. Thank God.
Yeah, that's the thing. You can meme very hard, but if you meme too much, then the enemy team suddenly comes back with their items and smashes your face in.
Oh, Bloodseeker? Uh-oh.
Oh,
no,
the bash. Oh no. Nah, he's just dead.
Yeah, this is exactly why Bloodseeker and then the Ricky shouldn't do that, because as soon as they TP, they don't have a way to get out, which is why what the Ricky's doing is really good, and what the Bloodseeker was doing wasn't optimal. But Roshan is up, it does have cheese, and Nemi is looking ridiculously farm with the Blink Dagger, Buzz Fury, and Basher in 21 minutes.
And
Yikes.
And he's just munching through Roshan, as you will. You can say that this game has developed not necessarily towards Platoon's advantage.
I mean, I've actually caused a lot of PunX's games against other teams, and a lot of the games is mostly decided on game plan. Like their game plan this game is for the Alchemist to get a good lane, and then to give the axe to like to the Void Spirit and the Ursa. Like another game like Corset, they wanted the Lycan. They played Lycan Pl4toon and Gambino. He played a lot of space as the Lycan, and then they just allowed Nemi to get free farm. So that there's like clear plan. They have a clear lane that they want to prioritize on, and then they have a clear like plan from minute 10 to minute 25, what they exactly want, what the timings are looking to do.
Oh, they get onto Scissorhands right here. Line uses his ult. Bloodseeker just doesn't have the tankiness. He just disappears.
I don't think anyone does. It's way too much damage.
Yeah, and now they're just going to take this tower. They do have a fortification rune, but I don't know if they're going to waste it for this tower. I don't think there's any way they can actually hold it.
Do you see any way that they can come back into this game though? Like, unless PunX mess up.
Yeah, they kind of have to catch PunX one by one, which I don't think will happen. Holy crap, the damage. Meanwhile, Magnetize in the background, but he just dies so quickly. He doesn't have time to get any of his birds down, and there goes Bane as well.
Ideally, for Platoon, the perfect the only thing that you can do right now is to kite. It's like to bait and then to split push them. But how can you kite these guys? Like how are you gonna kite a Blink Dagger Lion? How are you gonna kite a Void Spirit? How are you gonna kite the Ursa? And you can't split push because your hero's already bad at split pushing, and they can just easily catch up.
Oh, that's actually a lot of damage on the Lion. He died. Void Spirit has been altered by the Bloodseeker, but he's fine. They can't actually get to him.
They're
Bloodseeker
protecting,
was run
they're
back
protecting
by
him
Ursa.
way too well.
Yeah. Oh, here comes Pango. He has his ult. Oh no,
no,
and
the
he's
ulti straight in.
Oh, this Ursa and this Void Spirit combo is just so disgusting. Holy crap. There's a kill by Ricky on the background, but he got stunned, and that's just it. He does have a buyback, and Bane has brought back as well. He does have Fiend's Grip. Oh my lord. Is this a Rampage coming up for the Ursa? It looks like they're just going to let him take it. Yep, there you go. Rampage.
Cool.
That's a GG right here. Is it? Hello?
It's basically GG. I mean,
Yeah, there you go. There's the GG.
this is why I don't think there's anything that Platoons can really do to stop it. It's like way too late.
Radiant victory.
Yeah, that was unfortunate. As you said, it just came down to game plan and easiness to execute.
That's also the main problem of the. We'll talk about it next game after the break. We'll talk about it during the draft phase next game.
Yeah, definitely. So it'll be a 15-minute break, and then we'll be right back with game 2 from these lovely teams. Is there anything you want to say to these lovely people before we see them again?
No.
Oof, cold from Miles. Don't worry, chat. I love you. See you after the break.
Puffy's going to come in, push him here. He's going to find him. Unfortunately, not going to find all the frags. Oh,